is that there's three essentially different technical generations here. So we're really talking about a design aesthetic. You notice one of the things that's worth noticing about all is we have a Panasonic machine down here. There's actually a very similar design aesthetic. They've all got a similar types of transport controls, even across brands. So there's actually a legacy of sort of broadcast deck design amongst all these machines. But also each machine represented a generation of technology. It's had different eras of technology stepping through. I thought that was interesting. And the other issue that is where the programming is. If we're going to deal with archiving, what you've got is you've got a lot of programming on 1-inch machines, a lot of programming on D2, a lot of programming on digital beta cam, obviously Betacam SP. Not so much on this. These were really, I think, so expensive, so technically advanced at the time, most people that were using TV commercials. I don't think a lot of people want to get an archive of old TV commercials and get them on the streaming services, you know, with programming that people released and obviously films. So there really is really three different issues here. There's a design aesthetic, there's a generation of technology, and then there's also broadcast design. And we thought that we could address all those three. Those were the really significantly interesting things that we want to address in a new model of Hyperdeck. And that's what we really focused on with Hyperdeck screen. So if I come across, and I'll show you the Hyperdeck now, we have a slide we can put up. Here's the Hyperdeck here. Now you can see that it's actually a compact half rack width, 3 rack unit design. You've got, you can see on the front, I'll actually plug them in. So you can get them, you can fire up. You can see that the front is basically an LCD control. So you've got a really large LCD on the front of the unit. So that's all your control. But there is some dedicated buttons there. There's dual SIM fast cards, you can see. We've also got a speaker at the top. And there's a headphone jack at the bottom. One of the most commonly asked for features is actually a headphone jack so people can bring their audio before they start recording and master. It's also a portable design, you notice I just lifted it up. The unit will be mounted by itself. Now you can mount them just the Hyperdecks. This has actually got rubber feet on the desktop, and it's also got the rack fit on as well. So I've kind of got both. Now, the unit itself, you can mount 2 Hyperdecks and Brady bunch them if you want, and sort of stack them. Or you can put them with a controller like I've got here, and have them side by side. So if I me convertí en un salvaje, salvaje. So I think that the front of the screen, you can get a close-up of the screen. You can see that you've got all the transport controls down the bottom. There's also a scrub and jog sliders in scrub and jog. There's a VU and PPM meters. We can actually change between VU and PPM. Also, the characteristics on those meters as well. There's built-in scope. Control the scopes in the front. There's obviously a nice big time code display. You can change the time of what's happening. The video standards display, the media status is displayed. There's also focus and exposure tools. You can turn on the menus. There's obviously menus. Similar menu structure to cameras, so you can move backwards and forwards on those, and they're very similar in usage. There's also 3D lights, 33-point. So what I might do is, it's a bit hard to use it in this configuration, but if I go over the rack over here, I can show you one, and we can have a play. So if you follow me over.
Now I can hear myself. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. 12 episodes in, and Aladdin can't figure it out, dog. Ain't fucking incredible, dog. 12 episodes in, this fucking guy on his magic fucking Pasito carpet. De binga. All right, Carlos, thank you for calling in and letting me know. What's the deal, everybody? Oh, you can't see me. Oh, okay, there you go. Can you get that fucking AMG logo out of my face? Yeah, I get it. That's a sponsor. Holla back, but they want to see me. Shout out to AMG, Accident Medical Group. Holla back. Brought you this episode. Get that shit out of my face, JP. Welcome to the 12th episode of Straight from the Horse's Mouth. You already know how this shit goes. We're going through the questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. Until more people get in here, Let me see where the fuck this shit's at. Okay. 0601 and UFOs. Do you know what that means? I'm gonna throw all like the fucking theory based question shit your way, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of them are coming for you. 606/01 and UFOs. Do you see that first question there? Does it mean anything to you?
Let me see. June 1st and UFOs, I would assume.
June 1st, yeah.
Are they expecting some UFOs and you?
All right, we don't know about that one, dog. What the fuck was that?
I'm about to talk about UFOs, but I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, get closer to the mic. Tyrants will never be stopped.
I love that.
Verdad? Never. This is a world of tyrants. Have you heard the military ops going on the Suez Canal? Trump's still in charge of the military, baby. Biden's fake, man. I can't believe you motherfuckers still think that Trump is ahí fucking pulling strings.
Oh, wait, you don't think so?
Hell no, man. Listen, Trump didn't see that fucking riot at the fucking Capitol being a setup. He disappointed me. He didn't see that shit coming. Trust me, he's not fucking.
Hold up, you're wrong. You're all wrong. He absolutely saw that coming.
So then he should have countered it better.
Absolutely not. What do you think, that they weren't going to challenge the narrative regardless of what it was that took place, that they weren't going to challenge the narrative of what happened on the 6th?
Of course they were, but he let it. He allowed so
what was
that
the alternative?
He allowed so that it looked so that they could frame him like, oh my God, he was in charge of the insurrection.
No, the media did that.
Every time I hear the fucking word insurrection,
yeah, but they were gonna call it.
Como una patada por el culo,
Because they were gonna call it something anyways, bro. I'm telling you. That's
oh yeah,
not what
are we
happened.
good? Are we good on the fucking on the volume? Let us know. Are we good on the audio out there? Conservative women are so beautiful and intelligent. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I mean, and
we shave our tits.
the most vague version of that can be seen on Fox News. Jesus, porque they got fucking straight hyenas on CNN and MSNBC. They're just straight eyesores, and it's almost as if though they go for the eyesores.
No, they go out of their way.
Out of their way.
Go,
Shame me, I dare you.
Yeah.
You fucking bigot, you little bigot. Okay, run for the mountains. I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. Oh, for the hills. Run for the hills, run for the mountains. Okay, why, bro? I want to go on your podcast before I get restationed away. Maria, we can facilitate that. Te pica el culo. No, ever since I bought a bidet, el culo mío está limpiecito. El chorrito de agua ese,
The bidets were tied.
she needs to deep throat the mic.
Oh.
Closer to the mic.
Thank you. I'll get closer.
Does Red Pill Babe eat ass? Asking for a friend. That's Mike Archilla 4. Do you eat ass? Red Pill Babe?
I'll leave that up to question.
Yeah, no, she does. What's your take on marijuana legalization? Bruh, come on, man. That just should be federally legalized.
It absolutely should.
Throughout the country. And the real problem there is that
it's harder to tax.
what you're seeing, not only that, but what you're seeing lately with people getting fired because they test positive even though they have a fucking marijuana medical license, all that shit, is because it's still controlled at the state level.
Correct.
If it would be federally fucking legal, they wouldn't be able to do that shit.
But they're not going to legalize it federally.
Of course
because
not.
then they can't tax it.
Of course not.
You can grow weed in your own backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you
the
can fucking, yeah.
And then it also takes away money from the pharmaceutical companies.
Guaranteed. They trust me. It's definitely systematic. Pug Frank, what's one thing she agrees with on the blue pill side? Marijuana legalization?
Yeah, sure. Why not? That's a good one. Marijuana legalization is a good one.
I've always agreed with them on that.
That's unfortunately a point that gets conservatives all the time. People misconstrue what conservatism means because they just think anti-gay, anti-weed, anti.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You know.
And I will say, look, I had a friend text in right now. Shout out Rainier. You do have to know that when you get a medical marijuana license, you're on a registry. That's the dangerous part. If you have a certain job that you don't want motherfuckers knowing. So yo soy un degenerado y a mí la pinga. I don't care who knows what about me. I don't have that problem. I could be on that registry, a mí la pinga. But in other words, it's another reason to fucking, discriminate against you behind your back because you're part of the registry. You can look this up. And another big thing is you have to forfeit your concealed weapons license, which is that's a crock of shit. If I'm not mistaken, they're working on.
Wait, where do you forfeit your concealed weapons license?
You forfeit your right for order, 100%. And for example, that's cocksucking shit on the conservative side. Those are these fucking white-haired old men conservative that they require you to throw that in the bill in order to fucking agree to fucking legalize it throughout the state.
The Conservative Party needs a makeover.
Not yet, bro. We're not done with the questions, cocksucker. Shut up. DeSantis 2024.
Nah, chill.
Fuck yeah.
No, you guys are crazy. We need him in Florida.
Shout out. Javi's in the house. Rejuveline. Y'all saw that fucking video we posted today. Yay! Robert Sizen, where did you lose your virginity? In my bed.
I was not in the room.
So I lived a block behind my middle school, and my mom would leave at 7:30 in the morning. So after like 3 straight months of togoteando, fucking dry fucking in the hallways, we decided, I told my girlfriend at the time when I was 13, 8th grade, I told her, hey, look, let's just go back to my house this time and we just make out there. Hi, Odette. Odette is in the house. Yeah, so it was in my house, right behind my school. I walked back to school, and by lunchtime, everybody knew we fucked. Joe Biden se puede meter la vacuna por el culo.
Valid.
Absolutely.
But tell the mayor that.
Tell the mayor that. Fuck that woman, bro. Que come pinga. Will you be part of any child trafficking protest this year? I want to join. God bless your soul, Miss Sherry. Hopefully, bro. We haven't fucking organized one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the
we
time
should.
will come. I think the trafficking month is June or July. Just be careful with the protests because those things get hijacked by opposition to make us look crazy.
How? In what sense?
They'll have paid actors out there acting over the top for the cause to strategically make people that are out there that are normal look absurd and crazy.
Incredible. Jesus. Where is Tío Pepe? He's in hiding, but he's gonna fucking make a reappearance very soon. Hopefully here on the podcast. We'll see. By the way, today we are taking live calls midway through the show. You're gonna be able to call in, and we're gonna talk live. I don't give a fuck who calls. Holla back. Biden opening the floodgates for child trafficking. They're trafficking these kids.
Yeah,
just another Tuesday.
We've known that.
Just another Tuesday. I want to know how you feel about Hunter Biden getting on his knees to suck dick for crack. We don't know if he sucked a dick. We know
I'm sure
that
he did.
we know that Andrew Gillum did, but we don't know that Hunter Biden sucked dick. We just know that he smoked Parmesan cheese thinking it was crack, and he's also the smartest man that Joe Biden knows. Tú eres muerto, papo. Can't wait for the podcast. What the fuck? Where can I find a fake COVID vaccination card? Asking for a friend, buddy. You best believe that when it comes time to get one of those, I'm gonna fucking fraude tremendo vaccination card like you couldn't imagine. I'm gonna share the plug. Don't worry.
Qué rico vivir en Miami.
That was the last question. Now it is time to introduce the guest to our 12th podcast straight from the horse's mouth. I am overjoyed to have this woman. Number one, y'all know her as Red Pill Babe. That's how she blew up on social media. I know her as Isabelida from fucking Shenandoah, my Shenandoah gang. I went to middle school with this girl. When I tell you that I have history with this woman, it's like I was there when the first impostillation sessions. I was fucking there for the, all the talks, all the fucking the guys que se cingó and no se cingó. Either way, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Isa, I love you.
I love you more.
As
yeah,
a true
we were
friend
each other's wingmen for a long time. Wingman and wingwoman for a long time.
I can honestly say that she's one of the few friends I never fucked.
Yeah.
Real shit. Real shit. I always went around fucking trying to knock down all the friends. Pew, 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 pew. And she's the one that I would talk shit with on the side.
Chill. Never fuck the homies. Get it right.
Yeah, but so again, what What? Because we didn't go to elementary together.
No, we got together. We started hanging out in middle school, 6th grade.
No, I know that, but what elementary did you go to?
Shenandoah.
Oh, you went to Shenandoah Elementary?
I keep it real, okay?
Not like fucking chief to the death.
You go like Coral Gables.
I went to Silver Bluff.
Of course you did.
I was a shooting star. You were a fucking chief to the death, huh?
Chief to the death, kids, since pre-K. I got the Shenandoah pre-K.
Wait, I was good. You don't think that it's tremendo coincidence that when we went to Shenandoah, because when we went to this middle school, the middle school that we went to, our parents went to that middle school. Y eso era puro cubano.
Yes.
But when we ended up going 20 years later, eso era puro Managua.
Well,
it's fucking straight. It smelled like Yambo in the hallways. And you never thought that it was a funny coincidence that our fucking mascot was a chief?
No, I mean, you loved it.
I fucking loved it. They wanted, remember the teams? Aztecs.
That was a tiger, bro. The troublemaker. The
tiger,
troubled you.
Yeah, you're the SARP.
The troubled you.
Tigers was SARP.
Yeah, I mean, I was
motherfucker.
In trouble, kid.
Bro, in our middle school, they would make us. Do you remember? Was it Miss Hall that she would for SCSI or whatever the fuck that was called then? She would make them stand in the fucking like the grass wherever we played outside. Everybody for lunch, they would have to eat their lunch standing up in the sun.
In the sun.
And when they were done with their plate, they would have to go do laps. I swear to God.
I had a teacher. I'm not even gonna say his name in case people get in trouble for shit like that. But he had a bathroom in his office, and it was a small bathroom, bro. But we were SARP, bro. We were bad kids. We were at troubled youth. And there were times where, like, we'd start acting out, and you'd get, like, 10, 15 kids that he'd lock in that bathroom after lunch. Like,
get the fuck out.
Lock us in the bathroom.
Like, make sure you're close to the mic.
He'd 10 to 15 kids in the bathroom locked up because he couldn't get a hold of us.
Was he black?
Yes.
El mismo que se quitaba el cinto y le entraba a palo. Because I remember, because those are the teachers that have to deal with the fucking. They had to deal with criminals. Yeah, they had to deal. I never give a fuck about that.
Bonafide criminals.
You totally understood. When you heard a story, se quitó el cinto y le entró a palo, you were like, oh, I could imagine.
Deserved it.
What did Renee do? What did fucking Renee do, man? De binga.
Bro, we would fight all the time. There was always fights. There was always somebody getting suspended in the crew for getting into some. It wasn't even just a fight.
I got discriminated against. But like I felt my own form of racism for being white with fucking light eyes.
It's because, and you also had a lot of facial hair back then.
They just fucking hated me. Like they would call me a cracker. They'll come and put some white boy cracker. I swear to God.
Yeah,
I was Cuban, but they would call me a cracker, and I always had a problem. The major problem I had is that we were very outnumbered.
Absolutely.
Hence how we clicked up with Jos Bell, with Albert, with all the people.
Yeah, you were strategic.
You had to fucking walk around buddy systems.
You had to have a buddy system. You
hey, if you want, when you want to go to the bathroom, meet me here at fucking the corner bathroom. We all go to the bathroom together. Nobody gets jumped alone 100%. Fuck yeah.
That's why it was always a brawl. It was never one person got into a fight. It was always like a shit ton of us. Like 20 kids just got into a full-on brawl and got suspended.
We had in that school like 2 or 3 street fights that just fucking crowded the whole all in front of the library.
You remember when you threw the suspension party after the brawl at the snack bar? You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Bro, those days were pretty nutty,
your
bro.
Mom got to you because you stole, what was it? You stole your mom's bug?
So I tell my mom for the last day of school, I convinced my mom, hey, do you mind if I bring all my friends over here?
Half of us had gotten suspended because of a fight.
We're all suspended. And the ones that are not, they want to skip the last day. Fuck it. I convinced her to allow me to do that while she leaves to work. And just to push the fucking envelope a little more.
Of course.
I woke up, and while she was in the shower, I took her keys and this is at 13. I took her keys and I drove her Maxima to school. I pull up to school where all the fucking teachers are letting kids in. I pick up all my friends.
You D'd the Maxima up.
D'd the Maxima up, bro. And as I'm pulling up to my crib, my mom is just there and fucking at the doorway.
Here's the thing, though. Marcos' mom was famous for beating the crap out of him publicly, if need be, in the school hallway.
Oh,
so we all fucking knew that.
No. When I got out of the car, all my friends just walked down the sidewalk and straight back to school. Nobody's
Party's
taking
over.
over, nah. And I'm like, all right, let's see you later, guys. see you like
Party's over,
midsummer.
guys.
See you midsummer. De pinga.
Fun times, fun times.
No. Hey, listen, I remember when we would fucking double line. We would, because I don't know if y'all did that out there, but we would go like, bro, man, I'm telling you, we were clicked up.
Bro.
And we would call double
Hold
lining.
on.
Double
Time
lining.
out.
Okay, I double line you, you double line a friend, they double line this person.
10
We would get
people
like
on the
8
line,
people.
yeah.
And then we would fucking crank call.
You'd crank call my grandmother. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we
That
crank
you'd
called
call her and you'd be like,
everybody.
who is it? You'd be like, El heladero.
Oh my God, bro. Those were the fucking days. And then I had sex.
It's funny. Now 13-year-olds are transitioning their gender.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me about that, bro. Because look, my major beef, obviously, I think that the whole thing going on with people forcing gender neutrality on children, I think it's borderline criminal.
No, it is criminal. Let me ask you something. Do you remember in middle school that there was like a period of time there where a bunch of people, it was girls. A group of girls had come out as being gay. And there was a little group of them, and they were like a self-identified.
I think I do remember. I think that
it was
happens
the cool
often.
thing to do, and it was certified. And then I went to Miami High. You didn't, but there was a year there, class of 2002, where there was like a lot of people who were experimenting with like same-sex stuff. And it was, a lot of these people are straight with families and, kids. So this idea that kids can decide what it is that they want to do at 6. I mean, we're talking about these people are pushing transition kids at 6, 7 years old, At 6, 7 years old, you're like, do I want to be Batman or Superman for Halloween? And you've got parents that are just full on like
Now let me ask you something. How prevalent do you think it is? Because it obviously exists.
It isn't.
But how
It
many people are actually pushing this on their kids? Because I understand it exists.
Well, I think that you probably have to look at, we're probably not going to realize how far it's gone until we look at statistics, 5, 10 years in the building.
And I guess
right now, the statistics, they make up less than 1% of the population, which is what makes this whole like pushing the trans movement so crazy, because they're an absolute minority right now. I'm all for people living their life however it is that they see fit, but this idea that trans should be an option for everyone and that gender should be selective to people is complete insanity. I mean, it goes against everything that's natural.
What do you think that stems in the whole anti-patriarchal movement? That they don't want the man to seem or come across as like the dominant of the two genders?
There's definitely more than one aspect of it. I believe that there is an active attack on the Western man right now to demasculate.
Shout out to Jordan Peterson, holla back.
And at this time, China is starting to teach masculinity classes in elementary school to kids.
That's fucking. I read that. That's amazing.
We are encouraging, men to be women, because that's really what the push is about. It's about demasculating men, and you do that to weaken society. You break up the family unit, and you weaken the men, and therefore you weaken the society that you live in, and you make us susceptible to be invaded by China if need be in another 10, 15 years, because all our men are baited out with the soy milk.
I agree with that. I agree with that, bro. I agree with the concept that they are trying to eliminate that masculinity in the Western male figure, which I think by default trickles down into how someone develops certain traits
Absolutely.
from the masculine figure in a relationship.
Because that's the attack is on the family unit. When you don't have a male dominant presence in your life, whether you're a man or a woman, that messes with the way that you are raised. It's like that's just statistics. You come from a broken home, and you're more likely to end up, getting involved in things that are no good for you. High product of a broken home.
And broken in the sense where it's not like I don't want to suggest that I was stricken with poverty and have to overcome that, but it's more we're really focusing on the fact that not having
the male influence
in the house. absolutely has a fucking impact.
It absolutely does. You know, even as a woman, my father was very present in my life, and that has a big aspect on, you know, how I see relationships and what I expect from men. And there is an absolute, just before the show, you're talking about feminism, and feminism was created as a way of, and it's, when I say feminism, I mean second and third wave feminism was created.
Second and third would just break it down because people.
So let's clarify first wave feminism. First wave
We're
feminism
actual
is
fucking where they actually trying to
women
attain
to
rights.
vote, allowing
Yes.
women to vote, allowing women to be able to participate in society the same way
100%,
that
yeah.
everybody else was. When you're looking at second wave and third wave feminism, it's, you know, women should go back into the workforce, which is all a mental
Ego.
It's not just ego. It's an absolute. It was pushed on by the Rothschild family, if we're being precise, as a way of pushing more people out into the workforce, so more people have to pay taxes. You're paying more people in the workforce, more people pay taxes, more money goes into the Federal Reserve. So there's been, and then again, an active attack where you don't invade the United States. We've been invaded by communists. I think that what we're watching right now is pure proof of that.
Infiltration.
Absolutely. And that doesn't happen overnight. It's been a plan that's been going on for a long time. And part of that plan is weakening the Western man. So what do? They push feminists to tell you that, toxic masculinity. Masculinity cannot, by definition, be toxic. It's necessary. But they'll call it toxic as a way of making you feel bad for being an alpha.
That's crazy. Because you're familiar with the Bolshevik movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they kind of basically, implemented themselves low key into the Russian government,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of flipped it around on its ass. That's kind of the way they infiltrated that shit. Is kind of how I feel that they've infiltrated us via identity politics.
I feel like identity politics is something that's rather new to their overall plan. I think that if you really want to, it's no secret. I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories. I do a lot of research. There's documentation that proves that, I'm going to take this all the way back. In the late 1920s, I believe, when Disney comes around, Walt Disney opens up Disney World. A lot of people don't know that Walt Disney was a 33-degree Mason. There's a lot of worship to Masonic symbolism inside of Disney World. He's got a Club 33, which is for VIP members, which is an homage to this 33-degree Masonry. And there's actually been proof that, there's a lot of government agencies that infiltrate these media, social, a lot of things, Facebook, entertainment companies. Disney World is one of them, in order to be able to start pushing an agenda. So we don't notice that. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you're sick. You're just reading into things the wrong way. But subliminal messaging is real. And Disney has a way of desensitizing children to sexuality and to violence.
How?
So I'll give you a first example. If you look at the majority of the Disney movies.
Give me 1 second. Do we turn off the air? Can someone check, please? Because I'm sweating balls.
It's hot in here.
I'm fully admitting that I have high blood pressure. It could be that, but it's over the top hot.
So, one of the things, take notice. Think about the movies that you see in Disney World, the cartoons that you grew up with. Most of them are single family, so you don't see both parents in the household. You'll normally see a single parent, and when you don't see a single parent, they'll give you some kind of tragic event. They'll kill off a parent. So Bambi, the Lion King, Sleeping Beauty. There's always some kind of separation from the parents, killing off a parent or whatnot. Then
You really think that
Yeah,
was
I
fu-
believe-
that's
I believe that that's all a way of diluting the society little by little. Absolutely. So I don't know how much you know about MK Ultra.
I don't know. I know the
A little bit. A lot of people like to
on
think
the surface.
that MK Ultra is a conspiracy theory. So MK Ultra is the idea that the government was using.
That's not a conspiracy theory. Didn't CIA?
Oh, it's absolutely real.
They admitted to it.
It's absolutely real, but just like anything else in life that doesn't make sense, they'll call it a conspiracy theory to discredit people that speak out on it.
I mean, listen. Look up MK Ultra. It's not a conspiracy theory. The CIA released documents admitting
They went to court. They
That
were
they-
tried in court for using mass manipulation. They were manipulated. They do it through commercials. They do
feeding
it through
motherfuckers
TV.
LSD, right?
Yep,
There's the one where they'll take test subjects, feed them LSD, start testing them while they were on LSD.
Yeah, it's
I just read up on this the other day.
very
They-
Clockwork Orange. Type of
yeah,
thing,
they said that they even got testimony from one of the people in it saying that it was like a real party-like fucking atmosphere where people were doing crazy shit. You know, picture fucking people, double-sided glass, looking at how someone was reacting
How
to
somebody was
MDMA.
reacting, correct.
You know,
And then
that kind of shit. And it's fucking real
They'll
shit.
do things, right? So you're taking LSD, but then at the same time, they're playing like repetitive noises or repetitive images.
My
It's all a way of
God.
mind control. And the truth is that, you know, there's mind control is used against us on a regular daily basis. I mean, even commercial media, celebrities. You take look at every single preteen celebrity, Mickey Mouse Club, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, right? So all of these girls start off as very innocent type of role models for young girls, and then they break away into a point where they go from these very wholesome girls to being these over-sexualized, you know, celebrities. And
But listen, at the same time, with that in particular, that's
You
that's
think
what
so?
sells.
You
That's
think
what gets
so?
your dick hard. Them fucking dressing up in less clothes.
Well,
If Christina Aguilera had more clothes when she continued singing, she would have sold less fucking music. So would have Britney.
She would have, but I mean, I don't think that it has a lot to do with that. I don't think that these girls, Christina Aguilera was very talented. Christina Aguilera didn't have to sexualize herself in any capacity to be talented, but it happens to every single one of them. And then it goes further than
Not the
just
era
the
she was. Not the
sexualizing.
era she was coming up in.
But it goes further than just the sexualizing. Britney's warped. Amanda Bynes warped.
When you say
Lindsay
warped,
Lohan warped.
like
These people are not well in the head. These are people that end up developing
they
some
were
kind.
fucking teen stars. They were getting look, in my opinion.
that's
And
not
go
an
look
excuse.
up, go look up what happens to child stars in Hollywood.
Well, I know what happens to child stars in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They get raped and they start getting passed around when they're 11 years old.
Well, there
and
you
then
go.
They
She
speak
said it.
out. They speak out about their stories, and they're like, "Oh, well, I got raped when I was 11 years old, and you know, it was really
it's
hard
your
for
entry.
me."
It's your entry to the life.
It is, but until this day,
You want?
nobody's
Oh, you
held
want to be on the Mickey
accountable.
Mouse Club? You want to be on the Mickey Mouse Club? Come here,
But
get some
that-
Mickey Mouse dick.
Right, but that doesn't make it right, right? I mean, then it goes back to show the proof.
Of course, it's not right. Of course, it's not right. But what I'm saying is, La Quemada that you see in fucking Britney Spears right now is just a fucking, you know,
Well, that's
an
MK mind
accumulation.
control. That's mind control, 1000%. These
It's a
celebrities
different version. You know, she
No,
wasn't
I
being
don't-
force-fed drugs. I think I think it's a different version of,
Have
you
you
know,
heard,
robbing somebody of their childhood and you know.
Pero have you heard the testimony of Paris Hilton? So Paris Hilton actually had a big
Tell
win
me.
in the court right now. So Paris Hilton talked verbally. A lot of people don't talk about these things. A lot of celebrities get sent out to these camps. So Paris Hilton and then Bad Barbie came out, and she also spoke on it. Went to a it's like a, you know, like a not a re-education, but you're a troubled teen, so your parents sent you off to these camps or these schools to re-educate you. And Paris Hilton spoke out publicly a couple of months ago about how in this camp that she had been at, she had been raped, harassed, and the way that she describes the abuse is very MK Ultra type abuse. And she actually just had a very big win in the courts where, you know, to shut down these locations. And then now other celebrities are coming out and speaking out against, like, you know, we get sent to these places.
So what, it was like a rehab. That she ended
I think that
ended
they-
up taking drugs out and getting fucked.
Listen, man, I think that these celebrities, these record labels, they pump a lot of money into these celebrities, and they're not their own people. They represent whatever brand and whatever brings in the money for the record label. So if the record label wants you to push something very, you know, like the shot, for example, I don't want to call it by what it is, but the COVID shot, right? If they want you to do that, you're owned by the record label. You're going to push that out because the record label wants you to, right? If the record label wants to sell sex, they're going to sexualize you in order to be able to do that.
I could agree with that.
Now,
That's all true.
Because of that, you are a money machine, and because of that, they can't really have you thinking for yourself and deciding, I don't want to do this anymore.
But they capitalize on the weak. Because look, Justin Timberlake, I guarantee you, buddy, got fucking smashed.
Well, I mean, a lot of them do. The idea is that a lot of these people get turned out in the
But
industry.
he's not Gamal. The fucking the Britney is. Britney
Well,
just
I
ended up
mean-
to Same. People take trauma in different ways. Is what
But
I'm
how
saying.
about people? Don't you think that maybe it's people who want to break away from the industry that usually end up getting screwed? You know what's a perfect example of that? Do you remember when Kanye lost his shit in LA? So he had a concert in California, and he went off about, you know, being controlled, and he told Jay-Z, "Don't send your goons out for me." And after that, he was hospitalized, and he comes out, and his hair's dyed a funny color, and he's acting all sorts of weird and paranoid or whatnot. And, you know, I do believe that when they quote unquote put these people in their rehab centers or whatever it is, they do go through some form of mind control. And, you know, when you think mind control, it's like mind control can be very subtle sometimes. All they got to do is give you the right drugs and play a couple of videos on loop, and
so this
you're
is the
controlled.
thing. I think that mind control is something that's abundant in everyday life. Everybody, to a certain extent, is already under mind control. They've studied us. We've been lab rats for the last 40 years. Ever since marketing became a thing, advertisement became a thing, we became lab rats.
Well,
they've been
that's the
studying what
angle.
makes you fucking click. They know what makes you. I mean, and then the whole thing with Facebook collecting data is just another level of that.
Facebook is a CIA operation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You feel like that?
No, yeah.
Well, we're gonna touch on. We're gonna touch on all that. But before, because the shots, I want to touch on that. It's so fucking crazy to me that people, especially liberals, because we were talking about, you know, liberals were known for being the counterculture. We were just talking of counterculture, anti-government, and they, knowing shit like MK Ultra, the Tuskegee,
They don't know about it though.
Well, listen, look up the Tuskegee experiment. Tuskegee, right? Tuskegee.
Close enough.
Tuskegee.
Whatever, guys. Google.
Look at that shit. Look that shit up, and they were literally. So it was basically a project where they were infecting or getting.
They were
males.
testing out the syphilis vaccine, and they specifically targeted the African American population to test out this syphilis vaccine, which ended up leaving a bunch of people sterile and creating all sorts of problems.
No, but the thing is that they would give them syphilis, and then when the fucking vaccine came out, they never got it. In other words, the experiment was to see how the body reacted, how the human reacted to syphilis over an extended period of time without getting the vaccine.
But they gave them the disease.
They gave them they gave them syphilis. They injected them with syphilis, telling them this is an experiment.
But
And then we're gonna give you a vaccine.
It was done through the vaccine, which is what makes this so scary. So even at a local level, our mayor is specifically targeting minority neighborhoods to go out there, and church leaders at minority neighborhoods to push out this vaccine. But it's interesting that it's only being done, again, like everything else that's awful, is done in minority neighborhoods. It's not, you know, it's not happening in Coral Gables and Coco Plum.
And it goes back to the whole conversation we were having about Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson, Democrat, when he became president after JFK got assassinated, go look it up. He's quoted saying it's not a conspiracy theory, it's not fucking hearsay. He is quoted saying, "Give me 10 years, I'll have these blip voting Democrat. Give me 10 years, I'll have these blip voting Democrat." And he was also the guy that introduced the welfare state
The cell phone
into the United States.
He creates Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
So he says, give me 10 years, I'm going to have black people voting Democrat. And his accomplishments were welfare, Medicare and Medicaid.
And Medicaid. Correct.
I mean, if it doesn't point in a certain direction,
I'll tell you,
so then now everybody.
I'll tell you another one.
You heard about the shit in California where they're only giving a $500 a month to every low income family as long as they're not white.
As long as they're not white. How about in New York? They just passed right now.
Which, by the way,
give up to $15,000 to illegal immigrants.
Yickety yakety. And by the way, listen, I have no fucking favoritism to white people. I mean, la pinga con los gringos. The majority me cae mad. But it's a fucking slippery slope. It's a slippery slope when you start saying this is for you and this is for you and this is for you.
Segregation. We saw this movie.
Stupid pandering. No, it's pandering. I want to know why. Why are you pandering to me like this, bro? Why are you pandering to me like this if I'm still going to wake up broke?
They pandered to us too, or do you remember when Joe Biden played Despacito for us to pander to the Hispanic community? Because we have so much in common with Justin Bieber.
Para de comer tanta mierda. Hey, my dog is back.
Well played.
He wasn't here till now. Bro, I had my last set at La Mesa. I spoke a good fucking 5 minutes. I'm Biden with that fucking song, bro. Like, how, if you hear that guy playing that song Despacito, and you're the person that says, ay, whatever, he doesn't know better. El viejito, he doesn't know better. You're come pinga del siglo that's responsible for that fucking decrepit getting elected. Get elected. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go there.
When you say elected.
Yeah. Selected, right? Selected. That's like the trendy.
Perfect opportunity to point out that Daniela Cava was elected through mail-in ballots.
Oh, man. Hey, look, I'm going to be real with you. On that topic real quick, because I really don't want to touch on it. I don't give a fuck, like everybody with the bullshit. If we don't get with the shits, if the Republicans don't get with the shits, when it comes to the fucking the voting and all the mail-in ballots and getting with the shits, bro, we won't win another election.
Well, you need to not put it on. When we say Republicans, you can't mean politicians. I think that the biggest problem is that people aren't involved enough. So, our system works when you hold politicians accountable. Politicians are elected by the people and therefore are supposed to be held accountable by the people. But we're in a situation right now where because people don't study civics after the 8th grade, they don't know how to get involved. So these people are running around making decisions without anybody checking them. There's no one curve checking them. There's no one like, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you pass that? That was wild. Why did you do that?
Yo seen gay for the first time the same year, which is the last year I learned civics.
Yeah, well, exactly.
What the fuck did I remember from civics, bro? What's the executive branch, Dougie?
You don't remember any of it, and most people don't know how that operates. So,
bicameral system.
When
no, we have a tricameral, right? Or
this our country has been overrun by communists. I don't even want to call them socialists because they're full-blown commies. Our country's been overrun by communists, and it's been done by stealing one local election at a time. It's not done by stealing a presidency. It's done by stealing a commissioner seat or a mayor seat or a governor seat.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We keep getting volume complaints.
Sereo?
Can you hear us? Tell me right now, man. Yeah, but the sound effects are louder than us. that doesn't help any. If the horse, yeah, everybody hears the horse. Manda binga. It's her mic. I think.
Is it me? Do I need to be louder?
You need to speak closer. Look, turn it this way.
Guy.
Turn it
like this.
There you go.
Hold on.
There you go.
Can you hear me better now?
That should be.
All right, I'll talk louder.
You're right, Code 305. Local politics is much more important than fucking federal politics.
That's where the plug is at. I don't want to harp too much on Caballo right now, but I talked to you a little bit earlier on about the cruise industry being affected by a local decision. So 95% of the cruise industry operates out of Miami. And DeSantis said no vaccine passports. We're not going to do it. And then Cava had a meeting with the CDC, who can't enforce anything, right? They just set out regulations, but they don't enforce anything. And, well, Cava had a meeting with the CDC, and before you knew it, now cruise lines are going to require that both passengers and crew take the shot prior to, setting off on voyage. And there's a perfect example of how one local election, one mayor in one city can affect a multi-billion-dollar industry with her decision making. So I feel like right now they get you so warped up about who's president and that you don't even realize how irrelevant.
Undo that.
That was really loud. I'm gonna try to calm down. They make it about who's president, which is really so irrelevant. The decisions that affect your day-to-day life are made by local politicians.
100%.
And they have a big effect. So all you have to do is put a dirty politician in the right county or in the right congressional seat, and it can have a great effect on an entire party.
Let me ask you something. Are we good there?
We're still trying to figure out the sound.
Sounds like 12 episodes in. 12 episodes in.
Should I start the
it
ASMR?
sounds like there's a lot of reverb, like there's a lot of echo that you can hear. So look, I wanna also do it for the audience. How does Cava supersede DeSantis?
Well, that's just the way that the republic works. You elect the local government to make decisions, and the same way that the federal government shouldn't override state the state also has to be careful to not override with local counties, because you got to think about the way that our politics is set up is that you elect public officials to represent the people of that particular area. So DeSantis shouldn't be making decisions because, Ocala, Florida operates very differently than Miami, Florida. And that's why you have local leadership that's supposed to be a representative voice for that particular city or area or county or whatever it is that you may want to call it. So can he oversee it? Yeah. I mean, a president can EO its way into anything, but it's not the right thing to do because it doesn't preserve our republic's way. Holla back. So, with that being said, yes, can DeSantis overturn whatever Cava's doing? Yeah, but if you notice, Cava's already coming off the gate very argumentative about it. She's like, some people want to sue, we want to sail. So she's already victimizing the people that aren't okay.
Some people want to sue, we want to sail.
Already taking a shot at DeSantis,
Okay, hey, Mickey Harrison, he's a Democrat?
Which one's Mickey Harrison?
He's the owner of the fucking... Of Carnival.
Oh, I mean...
He's a Democrat?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Whether they're Democrats or not, if the CDC puts out regulations and then the mayor says, yeah, 95% of the cruise industry is going to be dominated by me, and it's like you either want to sail or you want to shut down your business, they're going to enforce whatever is enforced upon them.
Look, I will say, as far as this, it's real open-ended. You're listening? You're getting it? Okay. As far as the whole thing with the vaccine passport, while I think it's a complete crock of shit, and I am seeing the trend that you're talking about where all these people are following suit with the mayor. So, in other words, they're going to require this shit for people to partake in certain things in society, i.e. cruises.
Correct.
Fucking nightlife, shit like
Entertainment, concerts.
My argument has been, since that happened, since they even started fucking talking about this, that it's going to open up a whole different market. You hear a lot of echo. There's reverb. It's going to open up a whole different market. So if all right, yeah, you don't want to let me fucking come unless I have a passport, now it sounds better. If you don't want to let me fucking come without a passport, okay, I'm gonna open up the fucking business that you have and offer it to because there's a market.
Right,
there's a market of people that don't want a fucking vaccine.
But then here's the thing: people have to be okay with inconveniencing themselves, and I talk about this often. I think that like a precursor to the vaccine was the mask. And I live out here in Kendall, and this is a predominantly Republican area. And a lot of these people know that the mask is an infringement on your rights and you don't have to wear them. It doesn't do anything at the end of the day to protect you. If you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it. And still, you'll walk into a grocery store and you'll see that most people make the decision every time to, well, I'm only going in really quick to get, cheese, Parmesan cheese, or I'm going really quick to make a deposit at the bank, and they'll slap on the mask. And that precursor is what lets me know that people are going to do the same thing with the shot. But let me ask you something.
You're not wearing your mask when you go inside
No,
the business?
Absolutely not. I am the person that opposes to wearing the mask. The mask does nothing to protect me.
What do you do when they tell you to put the mask on?
I fight, and I let them know that I've got medical freedoms and that I don't have to wear a mask. And then at that point, it could become an inconvenience. You can get kicked out.
On fucking Only in Day, bro?
I mean, I don't record myself, in my shenanigans when I do it, but I do it every time.
You don't fucking start
the only place I wear my mask to is Lo Chino when I go get my nails done. I can't give out the mani-pedi, bro.
Like
I can't be giving out the mani-pedi, bro.
You can't be going around ratchet like that, dog. Hey, but hold up, though. Do you start una chumeria?
I mean, you don't have to be chuma, but yeah, I mean, kind of.
You put up a little fight?
I put up a fight, and I do a little necro and the whole nine, and it's like, call a manager.
I like, so I don't agree with that just because.
If I don't do it, who is?
They're pussies. And they're not required to. What pisses me off about Miami right now is that all these puss-ass businesses don't have to do it. Like, you don't have to require a mask. I was up in Georgia.
Yep.
You nowhere in Georgia
you don't
is
have
there
to go
a mask.
That far. Go to Central Florida.
Now, I wasn't in ATL. ATL might be a little different because it's a city, obviously. Yeah. But outside of ATL, homie, that shit is you walk in, nobody's wearing a fuck. The only people that are wearing masks, and I understand that, are the actual fucking employees.
Pero Marconi, you don't have to go that far. Have you spent the weekends at a spring in Florida, in the middle of Florida somewhere, outside of Orlando, because we know that Orlando's another show just like us. But you go in Central Florida anywhere and there's no masks. There's no nothing because they don't work. Caballero, they don't work. Like, this isn't something that I'm making up. Like, Fauci straight up told you 2 months into the pandemic that the masks don't work. This isn't a lie. He's told you they're symbolic. They're symbolic of respect for other people. They want to have you muzzled. So you got to put up a fight. So my thing is that people don't want to be inconvenienced because I do put on a show. And you know what happens when I put on a show? I have to talk to 7 people. I have to talk to a manager. I have to get on the phone. I have to call corporate. I have to wait 20 minutes. Sometimes I get turned down for service and they kick me out and I have to drive somewhere else, and it's an inconvenience. And as long as people don't start realizing that you need to inconvenience yourself or they will inconvenience you. And that's how we fight back with our dollar. Oh, you're going to force me to wear a mask? How about not me or anybody else who's against masks comes to shop here again? And it's that kind of collective effort, which is like, right now, Trump just or Dan Scavino put out the cancel Coke, right? Cancel Coca-Cola. Well, we should have canceled Coca-Cola.
I got scared. I was like, what, cancel what?
You got to cancel Coke? Well, I hate this. Welcome to Miami. Cancel Coca-Cola. And at the end of the day, it's like, why aren't we collectively canceling Coke? We should be canceling all these companies. How is Coca-Cola going to train their employees to tell you, be less white? The fuck?
They're all fucking liberal ran, bro.
They're all, which is what you're saying. We need to create more conservative businesses.
Brands.
Is Sephora.
Look, that's another thing. That's another thing that I gotta give it to them. They've been working on this for a minute. The tech world, the internet world, it broke. Hook her up with another one, please.
Caballero, please. There's a little bug in this one.
Sorry about that. But listen, they infiltrated. They took over every aspect.
It's a plan that's been going on for a long. Look, let's start off right here. World War II ends, right? Congratulations, we beat the Nazis. Communism is over. What does our government do? The federal government, Operation Paperclip, brings in Nazi scientists and doctors and politicians to run NASA, some of our most prestigious universities.
Well, they were the smartest niggas on the planet.
Oh, absolutely, bro. But you just infiltrated a bunch of communists into our government. We never beat communism. This idea, once upon a time, there was nothing worse that you can be than a communist.
When did what's the whole school of learning, the one that basically took colleges and universities, something like a school of learning. Postmodernism, but it was like a particular, that basically, that's how we're at the point where we're at now, where it's 99% of college faculty and staff and professors are all liberal.
They're all full-blown communists. It's not just liberals, they're commies. They're full-blown communists.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's I don't understand how we've lasted as long as we have.
Well, we're at
a
breaking point right now.
Everybody in college.
All it takes is one generation. You talk to experts of how communism is ushered in, and all it takes is just to brainwash one generation. Because if you remember, we used to pray in school. We had moment of silence. We used to do the Pledge of Allegiance. We used to sing the Star-Spangled Banner when we were in school.
Yeah, I would say amen at the end of the Pledge of Allegiance. Like a little Dorcas Malorcas.
We did that, but they don't teach kids that anymore. Do you remember 9/11? Do you remember that? Because we were young.
I was buying an OE.
I was in CSI.
You were in CSI?
I was in CSI. I was actually skipping school because I was supposed to be in CSI.
I was
that
skipping
day.
school at a gas station buying an OE, and I walk in, and the guy had a monitor in the top of the fucking gas station. And I see the fucking bill. What the fuck is that shit? But yeah, they obviously,
I remember, but the reason why I say that is, do you remember the patriotism after that?
Yeah. That was true unity.
You couldn't go anywhere without.
It was the biggest form of unity we've had, even if it was just fucking.
Now fast forward to where we're at right now. If something like that happened, liberals would cheer. They'd say we deserve it. They'd side with the terrorists. They'd say, whatever.
Look, they wouldn't, not across the board, but it
Of
would
course
be
they would.
it would be
You're
a
wild.
sentiment where it's like
You're wild. Of course they would. All it takes is for
we
CNN.
had it coming.
All it takes is for CNN to sell the point. You
Don
know?
Lemon.
Of course, CNN and Washington Post, and then 2 days later they're regurgitating whatever talking point it was that the media fed them to counter the obvious reality.
Hey, I will tell you one thing, bro. There is one of the biggest enemies of anti-racism is Don Lemon. That fucking piece of shit.
And his Caucasian boyfriend.
Holy fucking shit. Oh, he has a Caucasian boyfriend?
Of course. I mean, what else did you expect? Just like Ilhan Omar.
Just like Andrew Gillum.
Just like Ilhan Omar separated from her brother to marry a white man.
Wow. I can't believe that Don Lemon's boyfriend is white.
Yeah, of course. They are. AOC's boyfriend, white guy. There you go. Betas, self-hating betas. They hate themselves.
Tell me, how about Rachel Maddow's fucking, what carpet does she munch?
That she's, think that's, well, I mean, but she's
probably
Caucasian
straight.
too.
She's probably straight and we don't even know it.
It's just an act, bro.
Takes white dick. I could totally picture Rachel Maddow fucking reverse cowgirling.
Fucking Chris Hayes.
Tremendo fucking morronga.
Chris Hayes is probably not a real dude and a total lesbian.
Chris Hayes?
Yes, Chris Hayes.
I don't know.
Today he was out betaing about how sad it
it
is to be a white man.
I gotta bring this one up because I told you I never agree with this one, and then you ride this shit into the sunset.
I know exactly what you're gonna talk right now. Go ahead.
She's
a man, bro.
My homegirl thinks that Michelle Obama is a man.
Explain.
My homegirl thinks that Michelle Obama is a man. And I remember that she used this one fucking picture.
I sent you 3 videos.
Nah, you sent me one.
The
yellow
videos.
sundress.
I sent you the yellow sundress, the red sundress, and the white one where she's adjusting the junk. Do not, caballero. Go Google right now. Get on Google. Get on DuckGo. Get on Yahoo. Go wherever you're gonna search and find a picture of Michelle Obama pregnant.
You gotta do DuckDuckGo.
Find a picture of Michelle Obama pregnant. Send it to me. I'll give you money right now. Find it. Send it to me. I'm waiting.
That's what I want to hear. You gotta give us these little cheesy.
I'm just saying, find a picture and then you know what they've done? They've actually done comparisons. So clearly, men and women have different body structures. So the way that our shoulder to hip ratio is very different between men and women. And when you do comparisons of shoulder to hip ratios with Michelle Obama, she more resembles a man than she does a woman. And
she has a stronger jaw than Cesar Camacho.
And they've got I wish I could maybe the followers know what the name is. So they've got this couple. They're best friends, the Obamas. And there's all sorts of official White House pictures of these people hanging out in the White House with them. They're best friends, right? Tell me how Sasha and Melania look more like them than they do like the Obamas. They look exactly like them. So, I've got questions. That's all I'm saying.
Repeat that one more time.
Sasha and Melania? What's Sasha and it is Melania, right? What's the daughter's name?
Ivanka?
No, dude. Obama's. It's
Melania's the wife, Trump's wife.
Yeah, you're right. But I know that. But Sasha and
La otra
it's Milan. It's something along those lines. Anyways, whatever.
Melanie, no?
I don't know.
Melanie? That's the one that got caught smoking pot.
Supposedly she was with Hunter Biden too.
Get the fuck out of here. That's fucking nuts. Hey, listen, hold that thought. We got to do the question. Can we do a question? And we're about to take calls. We're about to take live calls. You can put people on hold, right? Yes, you can. He's going to handle it.
You can figure out the song.
If you want to call, can you put the number on the screen? You don't get the number on the screen. 786-633-1707. Aladdin cannot put this on the screen.
17.
He's not technically capable. 786-633-1707. Call over here. We're about to start taking live motherfucking calls for the first time and straight from the horse's mouth. Holla back. By the way, this giveaway is brought to you by Accident Medical Group. My dog, you got to call Accident Medical Group if you get in a crash. Otherwise, his Balserita employees are going to fucking hunt you down on Facebook. They're going to lure you in, making you think that you're super cuters and that they want to have sex with you. But then the next question is going to be, do you know anybody who's been in a car crash lately? So make sure you call them. Otherwise, you're going to get hit with that one. Let's come up with a question. No, so nobody has a question here.
Nobody? Question.
Incredible. Okay. The first person that can come up, the first person that can come up with the name of the girl that I lost my virginity to, first name only. The first person that comes up with the name.
Am I playing? No, I'm not playing.
Of course not.
I'm not playing.
You were almost there. You're like the fourth person to find out.
I'm the one that spread the news
You
around
were
the
the
school.
fourth person to find. Yeah, you were the one that fucking. Venga. First person to find out gets a $20 gift card from Accident Medical Group. The next giveaway is gonna be by Blackbeard's Sauce. Wow, I'm such an awesome fucking client. Incredible. Blackbeard's Sauce. I think it's
I think.
Blackbeard. Listen, the guy has the best fish dip in the planet. All right? He has the best fish dip in the planet. He does lobster ceviche. The guy's the man. You got to hit him up. JP, if you can, get me when you can, the Blackbeard fish dip. I want to show it to the audience.
JP,
Please.
can I have some ginger ale for
Hold on, JP, not JP. You can do the ginger ale.
Can someone get me the ginger ale?
Bring the whole fucking bottle over here. Oh yeah,
Ay,
are we
don't
getting
me echaron
calls?
el crown.
Are we getting calls or what? I want to take these fucking calls. See how many people talk shit.
A ver.
All right, let me know when you're patching them in.
Hello?
Hey, state your name, gangster.
Hey, listen, Caballo. Octavio Rios talking on the freaking mic right now. You feel me?
Octavio Rio.
Because your song, me convertí
Metí en un salvaje. Me convertí a... Ya lo ves, tú sabes. Hey. Hey, so you know, just so you know, that's shout out to my brother. My brother produced that song. We're gonna release it soon, but we're just waiting on it. Trust me, that's shout out to Tabaris24. He produced it. I love that fucking song, and I use it for just about everything.
So catchy, cabrón. Eso yo lo tengo, mira, en el shower, lo pongo allí.
You Puerto Rican, huh?
No, se le salió rápido, nene. ¿Dónde tú
Bendito,
eres?
nene. Bendito, nene. Oye, thank you for calling in, big dog.
I got you. Listen, wait, real quick.
Uh-huh.
I have a question though. It's about virtual currency. How do you guys feel about Mayor Suarez? He's been doing he's been converting a lot into the Bitcoin and just the whole cryptocurrency talk. What's your guys' opinion on that? What do you think that the Miami as a city that we are could take advantage of that situation? That's my question. Thank you so much, Caballo. And thank you, everyone, man. Y'all, you the best, man. For real, for real.
I appreciate it, big dog. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Bitcoin. Suarez bringing over Bitcoin. I think that it's bad for Miami-ins in terms of real estate. If everybody from fucking Silicon Valley comes over here, homie, that's going to raise the property value by you don't know how much. Each one of those fucking nerds is going to buy 3 houses.
Forget the property value. It's how they vote.
And that's the second bad part. It's just, I personally think it's a bigger opportunity for them to flip the state blue. Now Bitcoin on its own virtual currency, that shit
I'm here for
is
the virtual
hot,
currency
Wody.
right now.
That shit is hot. I personally think, I've been talking to people here, my closest friends, and I
You don't have money in crypto?
Not yet, man. I've been super behind on that.
You're sleeping.
100%. But I think they're really pushing people. The more you print money, the more American money is printed,
The more
valuable
That's not how that works.
Bitcoin becomes.
American money is printed by the Federal Reserve. It's a
No,
trap.
100%. But the more it gets printed, the less it's valued at.
Absolutely.
Which pushes us towards this currency even more. I think it's all a big
It takes
push.
us out of a centralized system controlled by.
So that's how we feel. Is there anybody else calling? No, nobody else calling. Call. Listen, 786-633-1707. 786. Oh, there it is. 633-1707. Let me know when you have a fucking call, man. That shit was great. That was fucking hilarious. Another cherry popped here next to Isa.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, so get back to Michelle being a man.
Bro, I have questions, man. That's all I'm saying. And then what's this lady called? The one that died? The one that used to
Diane?
be on E. No, the one that used to be on E. The older lady.
Not Barbara Walters.
No, ni
That's 60 Minutes.
La otra. Anyways,
I
point
love
of the matter,
her.
Okay, ella dijo que, look, point of the matter is, explain why she's got something in her pants that moves funny. Explain that.
With the mic up.
The Ellen video. I've showed you the Ellen video. I've showed you the video in the red dress. I've showed you the video of her coming down the stairs adjusting her junk. So until somebody can explain why her labia moves,
Why her labia flaps?
why her labia
We're
flaps
taking a
so
call.
low,
Oh, you hung up, you little pussy.
why the labia flaps so low, and why there's still no pictures produced of her pregnant.
We're getting a call?
then I have pregnant.
All right, we're getting a call. Bring them through. Hello. Dímelo.
Hello?
Yes, state your name, gangster.
Yolandita.
I love her.
You know her?
No, I just love her already.
Okay, hola.
Charadita.
What you got? Wait, where you calling from, Yolanda?
De Hialeah, papi, what are you doing?
Clearly. I love her.
Hey, hold up. First of all, we gotta clarify. Tu come culo.
¿Cómo?
Tu come culo.
No, pero a mí sí.
She ain't stupid. She ain't stupid. Dime, what do you want to ask, Yolandita? Thank you for
Cuban.
calling.
Definitely Cuban. No,
That's
but
what's
this
up.
is the first time I watched the show, and it's actually really nice. And I just wanted to let you know that she's 100% correct. Michelle Obama is a motherfucking man. There will never be a picture of that bitch pregnant because she got 2 dinglings in her thingy. That's all I wanted to say.
I told you that was my
But who
dog.
has the bigger dick, her or Barack?
Her for sure, guy, 1,000.
Nah, she does. She does.
Why do you think she hasn't gotten the operation? That's why she still has it. Oh, wait. Up on my homegirl. How about the other 2 videos? Because I'm sure you know about them. Have you ever mistaken your
girl, I got
girl's
you.
name by the male version of your girl's name? Because why is there at least 2 different
What's
times?
What's a male version of Michelle?
Michael?
Yeah. That's 100% right. He's called her or him, but I don't even know what to call him anymore. It's an it. He's called him Michelle. I mean Michael. Sorry.
Twice. When my Michael and I.
When Michael.
When my
Right.
Michael and I.
On live TV.
On live
It's
TV.
recorded.
Twice. We got footage of him doing that twice. You ever done that?
I haven't seen that.
You ever been like
No, and on
Nicholas?
top of that, those girls are hella adopted. They don't look nothing like them.
They don't. Have you seen the pictures of the real parents? I'm gonna post them on my page. Come on my page. Red Pill
Oh,
Babe
yeah.
Yes,
7036.
girl. I
Say it
thought
aloud.
I already love you.
I
I'm your
love
number 1
you.
fan.
I love her.
That's what's up. Thank you for calling in, Yolandita. Holla back. Oye,
Dale, have a good night, guys.
Have a good
you
night.
too. Oye, plug in your Instagram.
Red Pill Babe 1776. I'll be posting some Michael Obama footage.
Make sure
Michael
you follow her.
Levon. Google Michael Levon Robinson.
Wait, and is there anywhere else where they can find some of your old shit? Because obviously, listen, you were up to how many followers?
154 when the first page went down.
Oye, come on, buddy.
Wow. It's lit.
You gotta let's pick it up, but you gotta make sure that you close that out so we don't hear that over everything.
Hello?
Que hola. Que lo que
Que
hay.
vuelta.
State your name, gangster.
Tell him the beard is calling.
All right.
The beard. Oh, that's a sponsor.
Is this the fish dip guy?
The sponsor, my nigga. Tell him he's calling, dog.
The sponsor.
Can you get that name right? Was it beard?
The black beard what, dog? Fanda binga. My bad, bro.
Oye, Rudy.
Quality control.
Rudy.
Oh, you gotta turn down the
Hey,
volume.
just to-
Turn down the volume on the callers. A little bit.
Oh yeah, just to sweeten it up, bro. Tell them that the next giveaway is going to be 2 fish dips, 2 ceviches, and a hot sauce.
I know the name. I want in.
That's what the fuck is up, bro. So you already heard it straight from the. Oh yeah, thank you for calling, big dog. You already
No,
heard
dog. Thank you, bro.
it. 2
Much
fish
love.
dip, 2 ceviches, and a hot sauce with the next giveaway. Holla back. Yeah. That's it. We don't got no more calls.
That's it. No, you want
That shit is so fun. That shit is so fun.
Call again. Call
I
again.
feel like it's like the
Caballero,
morning in Power
please.
96 and shit. But they're just real fucking calls. It's not
I
scripted.
want to dedicate Casey and JoJo to my Bobby Chulo.
Bro, I was at Copper Blues the other day, and I'm at the bar inside, and I happened to look up, and fucking DJ Laz was up there setting up the fucking DJ. Hey, I'm telling you like this, bro. I'm 36 years old, and that dude throws down the best mix in Miami.
BS.
Period.
I got a better mix for you. You ready?
Who?
I got 2 words for you.
Who?
St. Croix.
Who's that?
The booty dancing contest we used to go to when we were 12 years old in the Grove.
Yeah. St. Croix, the club, homie. You read about Banana Joe's?
Like 12 years old.
Or
I
it's
hate
the
this
older
city
Banana
so much.
Joe's. Oh, St. Croix, this shit. Have you seen the Grove?
No, I haven't been to the Grove.
Oh, buddy, it's a whole. It looks like Burgle City Center in in the Grove.
That. No more Tutu Tango?
Ni binga.
Fat Tuesdays, no Hooters. Acabaron con el Hooters.
No more crazy piano.
Damn, that was my favorite.
Que rico. Remember that shit?
The Duty
Now,
piano.
they're trying to make it like a whole, luxurious boutique mall and shit. But hey, look, hopefully the restaurant that's open out there, we've been at it for a fucking while now, but we're supposed to open up a restaurant right under where 609 was. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to make an appearance in the Grove. I don't go out there.
Bro, you're going to slang mad chach at my restaurant.
Bro, I mean.
Trust me, you're going to go there and repartir bollo like crazy.
I don't know about how much.
Oh, no, that's right. You're fucking married.
Guy.
Oops.
Guy.
I forget.
I don't know about that part.
Forget to me, you're always Isabelida. Isabelida from the block.
Bitch, I ain't never been from that block. Relax.
I feel like
I've been a lot of things in their life. A whole ain't one of them.
Okay, I swear, to this day, I feel like you're gonna go and leave with
When have you,
said,
en los 20 años that you've known me, when have you ever known me to repartir chocha? It's quite the country.
No, that's absolutely true. She's been the proof. I mean, obviously, I didn't fuck her.
No one did, eh?
That's how you know she's
like
proved.
people at other schools, I guess.
No, she always fucked the older guys, bro. And Isabela's the one that we're all here finger blasting each other. Y allá lo recoja un tipo en an Oldsmobile. Yeah.
I hate the accuracy of that statement.
No, it's the truth.
No, I was that
motherfucker.
person. I was. But I never fucked the homies, that was for sure.
And that was it's a good move.
No, super solid. They'd be talking about me on the radio show today. Never that.
Hit me with the most current conspiracies you have right now, or that you're following.
Current conspiracies that I'm
Yes,
following.
I want to know. Give us the cheese. Just like, look, I love the fact that she hit me with, go find me a picture of Michelle pregnant. That shit to me, it gives me like the little tickles. And I'm like, oh my God, it might be true. It might be true. I swear to God. By the way, shout out to Rejuvenate one more time, bro. The candle, I had the other one since the first episode of that, right?
It smells great.
That's on you, homegirl. That's on you. And we need to set up the next micro needling. I'm slipping on that. Porque cuando me crece el pelo para atrás, I'm going to fucking get you the most abyss of nails.
The most current conspiracy is the one that you don't want to talk about, which is that there's a shadow presidency. We are living biblical times right now.
Well,
I dual presidency.
I definitely think that he's the Manchurian candidate to an extent.
The original Manchurian candidate is Barack Obama, but
I mean,
he's CIA trained.
In that sense,
CIA trained. Do you know that? Do you know that his mom was CIA? Do you know that his grandfather was CIA?
So where do you get this from?
The facts, biographies that have been written about him, stuff that has been his mom. You can find like pictures of, the porn back then.
Isn't his mother Jewish?
So his mom,
is that Drake?
His mom was a honeypot for the CIA. His mom's job was to, seduce men and get dirt on them to then give that information over to the CIA and have it be used. You can look up pictures of bondage, Barack Obama's mom, and you will find plenty of really questionable pictures of Barack Obama's mother. With whips and chains and leather.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, it's a very real thing. Very much so. Yeah, no, his mom. The truth is that we don't know who Barack Obama's dad is. There's several people who it could be.
El africano ese que le metieron el nombre ese.
No, that wasn't his dad. So there's actually an Indonesian socialist leader that they believe is his actual dad. And if you find pictures of this dude, it's the one that looks the most like him.
And where's this documented?
Dude, here's the thing. They censor a lot of this stuff. So you got to go out of your way to find it. And if I gave you one place to find it today, it's going to be gone tomorrow. You got to find another place to find it. But look up bondage pictures, Barack Obama's mom, and the pictures will come up.
And again, don't do it on Google.
Yeah, Google is terrible. Go to DuckGo.
DuckDuckGo.
And the best thing you can do is always go to more than one social media. At least one more search engine. So you want to try like Yahoo, DuckGo, Google, and then kind of compare your results from there. But there's definite. His grandfather openly was CIA. That worked for the CIA, So the idea is that this guy was basically prepared from the very beginning to be the Manchurian candidate. That he was bred for that.
Okay, so let's say I believe that. What did he get done?
He spent 8 years feeding us a divisive narrative on race. What we're witnessing right now is a direct product of an 8-year presidency.
Okay,
We've
I'll
never
agree with
been
that.
more racially divided than we were under Barack Obama's presidency,
I'll
and that was
agree-
a goal.
I'll agree there was
Aside
a
from
racial
that,
narrative
his
that-
goal was also to normalize transgenderism, because again, his wife was a transgender. And I would suggest that you also search a book that was written called Becoming Michelle Obama, which is a book about transgenderism.
Damn. She titled it herself like that?
You explained that to me. I'm just saying.
You see, it's those little
Find the
juicy
picture.
fucking. Wait, I also want to clarify, because, you know, we came to a big fucking, what would you call it? Like a big wall. We hit a wall throughout that whole run at the end of Trump's presidency. Number one, do you consider yourself one of the QAnons? Or part of the QAnon movement?
Rolling Stone magazine does.
Okay, so you don't consider yourself part
No,
of that?
I do, but I do to some extent consider myself part of the QAnon movement. But you know, I believe that there's a plan. I believe that there's good guys within the government currently fighting opposition, and I believe that there was a plan involved with dropping messages in the Chan board that would wake up the general public to a truth that has been kept from us for a very long time. So yeah, I absolutely believe in QAnon.
Okay, so if you do believe in that, what is there to say? Because obviously one of the biggest things against the whole QAnon movement is what happened in Red October.
What happened in October?
Red October.
Which
In the sense where
So here's the
Obama
thing,
lo iban a
right.
arrestar para la pinga,
So-
a este lo iban a arrestar, this was going to come out, a este por aquí lo iban a...
Right. So here's the thing with QAnon. There's a difference between the messages that appeared on the Chan boards by this individual that identified as Q. And then there is anons like myself, which is individuals like you and me who do research and then come up with ideas or predictions or what they call decodes. These decodes are interpretations of the messages that are posted by Q, but they're all left up to interpretation. So QAnon never gave any dates, never gave any suggestions on when things were going to happen. They just said that things were going to happen. Now, I am not a person that subscribes to QAnon by looking at it in the future tense, right? Like, oh, I'm going to predict what's going to come in October or next summer or in January. I subscribe to QAnon because what I've seen are deltas and Q.
What is that?
So deltas are when Q has made a comment about something. Or
Q, what?
Q.
Oh, QAnon has made a comment about something.
A Q is the person posting or the entity posting on the board. And
by the
they've
way,
made
just
Yeah.
I want you know, 'cause
people to
this
understand.
is fucking bullshit.
Because I
It's
know that
Chinese to everybody.
the HBO special is out right now, and it's there is a lot of information on there, but it's also very misleading because the idea is to turn every single person who believes in QAnon into this crazy lunatic like basement dweller. I'm a professional. I am self-employed. I own my own company. I am a functioning human being in society. I know a lot of successful people that also subscribe to the plan. Of course, they'll never put somebody like me on a platform to talk about it because then it validates the movement, and the idea is to make us all look like basement dwellers.
Okay, now QAnon. First of all, and correct me if I'm wrong, QAnon is this individual who is unidentified on 4chan.
Yeah,
Right?
so they're on the Chan boards,
4chan,
unidentified.
but 4chan is it a forum? Is it a website?
It's a forum. It's an open forum, but it's on like the back channels of the internet. So, you know, everything goes. It's not like Facebook where things are censored. It's absolutely everything goes, and there's whack stuff on there too. You know, it's
of course.
not good.
So this is how QAnon started. This guy who's unidentified who started apparently dropping
I
all
call
this.
it an entity. We don't know it's a guy
Right.
or a group or a group
I
of
should have
people.
never assumed
It's gender. It's I believe that it's a group of people. I don't believe it's just one person. That's why I say.
Okay. So QAnon is this entity where they started dropping all this information that seemed to be very classified and seemed to start checking out a lot of the time. And
Yes and
everybody's
no.
like, okay, we're...
So QAnon actually presents itself in a really peculiar way because it doesn't give you information. What it does is that it sends you out on a hunt. So when the Chan boards, when these messages first start appearing on the Chan boards, it almost starts off as a game, right? Like, here's some clues.
Saw? Like
Go out.
fucking...
Yeah. go out there, dig on this. And then through your own research, you would find out that it's like, wait a minute, like this is like, go research this person. And then you'd research that person and you're like, all right, this person's attached to this person and they're attached to child sex trafficking. And here's like where the crazy connections start going on. So the Q drops actually appeared as, they don't give you information as much as they just give you points to go out there and research. And when you go out there and find your own information.
And I'm assuming that's to make you really believe it once you find whatever answer it is that they're guiding you in the direction towards believing.
It's hard to justify. See, you have doubts about Michelle Obama being a man because you've never sat down and gone and done the research on your own. I have zero doubts because I've dedicated countless hours to telling myself that she's a woman. I'm going to go out there and prove it and then just find proof to, counter that. So it is a movement that
but we
were just talking about
neither you or I are right.
Neither one of us are right, but here's the idea. Well, we don't know that, right?
Oh,
there's a lot of things we don't know.
That's why we're not right or we're not wrong.
We're not right or we're not wrong, but it's my thing is when you question it, it shouldn't be censored. If you're censoring it, it's because of something. If you say Michelle Obama is the most beautiful woman alive, you'll end up on the popular page. If I say Michelle Obama's got a dick and balls, then I'll get banned from the internet.
They throttle your algorithm.
No, they removed me from the internet. I've lost over 300,000 followers over 6 accounts, so. They would just remove you from the internet for questioning the narrative, So with QAnon, here's the thing. We were just talking about mind control and MK Ultra, and they've been using all these different forms of controlling the mass opinion for such a long time. And then QAnon comes on and challenges that and challenges people to think on their own. So it just becomes like almost like a reverse psyop. A psyop is, a psychological operation to control the way that you think. And QAnon becomes this, reverse psyop to reverse the programming. So it just makes you question. We're living real life matrix. It's the matrix. You're either plugged into the lies or you start questioning a lot of things that don't make sense. And QAnon makes you start questioning that. And here's the thing. I'm very different than some of the other Q accounts. A lot of Q accounts have gained notoriety by making decodes and making predictions on things that are going to come from the future. And even though I've never considered myself a QAnon account because I'm not focused on that, I do participate in the movement and I do decodes. And part of my strategy is to always go back and link people to historical events that have happened that prove that these things that sound completely outlandish to people are actually very true.
Well, exactly like we were talking about earlier, the Tuskegee experiment, the MK Ultra. So, and by the way, I do respect that about your account. You always just laid out the groundwork for everybody to go and experiment.
Find it on their own. I don't want to tell you what to think. I want you to go out and find it on your own because then you can't deny it. If I tell you...
By the way, I need to tell you that somebody said they took Rush Limbaugh and gave us Red Pill Babe.
I love that.
Hey,
that's
listen to me. Call in, give us your thoughts, ask us any questions you want. The number's at the bottom of the screen, 786-633-1707. Call in, ask whatever the fuck you want.
I'm game for all of it. I'm down all the rabbit holes.
You got one? Patch them in.
Oh.
State your name, gangster. State your name,
Yo.
gangster.
Hey.
Cuban Dave 87.
Cuban Gabe. He wasn't making sure we know who he is. You said Cuban Gay 87?
Gabe.
Oh, Gabe.
Cuban
Gabriel.
Dave 87.
Dave.
Oh, Cuban Dave. Okay, my bad, Dougie. Hola.
Not much, bro. What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. You got a question for us? You know you live, right?
Yeah, man. Here's my question. Have you always been conservative, or did something happen somewhere in your life that switched you over?
Oh, great question.
Are you asking me or him?
Great question.
Both of you.
All right, great question. So, number one, thank you for the call, big dog. I want to listen. I've always subscribed.
You've always been a conservative.
But I've always subscribed. I've always been a conservative in terms of how I vote, who I support. Correct. But I subscribe to the libertarian ideology or their way of life. A libertarian is basically, bitch, if you want to smoke crack, you can smoke crack. They should legalize everything, to each his fucking own. It's basically natural fucking selection will take its course. Libertarians think that the only money that should be used that's ours is for shit like policing and the fire department. Outside of that, I don't think that you should be taking my money. You shouldn't be infringing on my rights or anything about that.
Taxation is tough.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest parts. Now, given that the Libertarian Party is non-existent in the country, you basically have to choose whatever it is that you want to run the government. I personally live a very liberal lifestyle. I live a liberal lifestyle. I live
That's
like
a
a fucking liberal.
misconception. People misconcept what being a, you know what it is? I think that people hear the word conservative and they think like churchgoers, anti-weed, anti-gay rights, and that's not what it is at all. Conservatism is about conserving our constitutional rights, the government not getting involved in your life.
Listen, but that notion is perfectly fine. But it just so happens that the ones
that you're a degenerate and
no. The ones that are against gay rights, the ones that talk all that
BS bullshit.
I disagree.
Obama put the first openly gay cabinet member. I know that people want to say that it was Pete Buttigieg with Barack Obama. It was not. It was.
Oh, it's Trump. You mean?
It was Trump with
Obama.
Rich. It was Trump. I'm sorry. It was Trump with Rich Gurnell.
No, so I know that.
Trump was the first president to ever run.
But
and his platform being pro-LGBT.
Just because Trump did whatever he did doesn't mean that the Conservative Party hasn't represented what it's represented the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah, but the Conservative Party...
They've been there. There are a bunch of fucking old white crackers that, they don't believe in gay. Like, to them, gay people are sinning. It's not allowable.
No, it's not. However,
I
don't think so. I don't think that that's the case. I think that it goes again to a thin line. You know, if you look, there's nobody more pro-LGBT than I am. I've got,
and I know that.
You know that. You know, I'm like,
I know that.
I go to Palace and I'm Cher, right?
I know that.
So I'm very pro-LGBT, but then I do think that a line has to be drawn somewhere as a society. And when you've got liberals pushing for the delusion of genders, telling me that I have to believe that there's 100 genders, telling me that it's okay to transition children.
That's recent.
It is recent, but nonetheless, it's where it's gotten.
But
so
again,
you've got to be able to conserve things. So when people say like, well, conservatives don't want gays to get married, it's like, I want you to be able to have your civil union and have your rights protected. But why would you want to impose LGBT thought process into the church, into a concept that comes from the church? There's a separation of church. The church doesn't have to recognize you as a gay couple because there's a separation of state and church. So if you want to get married, have a civil union, have all the rights, file taxes, decide when your loved one is disconnected from a machine, if their lives that I'm all for that. But the imposing.
And I agree. Listen, I agree with you. You don't impose it on anybody. But again, and just to remind you, we're answering the question as to what I am, where I stand politically. And again, the last 20, 30 years, if you're a conservative, until the last 10 years, and to be honest with you, it's kind of how I think Obama pushed conservatives in the other direction, which in a sense isn't that bad, but conservatives were always the people. Pat Buchanan, I just fucking watched.
You know what I think happened?
I just watched a documentary of Pat Buchanan.
I think
didn't like he couldn't fucking stand things that were homosexual, that had a homosexual resemblance in video games. I get it, and but here's the thing. I think that I always considered myself a moderate. Because I was a liberal because I smoked pot and I was pro-LGBT and I was pro-choice, and I thought that made me a liberal, and kind of does.
Not anymore, because what happened is that the left is no longer existent. There's no longer a middle. There's no longer room for anybody to be moderate. So they've pushed two extremes. So you're either a complete lunatic communist 100%. Or you are a conservative. Well, listen, and if I'm forced to pick between two extremes, then where I stand is very clear.
Exactly. That's the last part that she said is why I'm a conservative. If you're gonna force me to, and that's what the left has become, identity politics. And if you're going to force me to choose between one or the other, I'm going to choose conservative because I'm still going to live however the fuck I want to live. But at least the fucking people running the system, aren't these fucking loons that are ready to change everything for 0.4 of the population.
No, our system
4% of the population.
It's less than that.
Do we still have calls?
It's
feel free to call in again.
It's absolutely less than that, And
what do you mean it's less than that?
What do you mean, the population? Are you talking about transgender?
Transgender?
Or the gay population?
No, it's like they make up 4%.
No, the transgender population makes up less than 1% of the population.
I would imagine. But are you sure? I thought it was 4%.
No, less than 1%.
Yeah?
Yep, look it up. Wow.
I will
After you're done looking for the Michelle
I will
Obama
say, hey,
pregnancy
raise your hand when
pictures.
we have calls. I will say this. I am absurdly fucking disappointed
In
with
life, because I am too.
well, Jesus. That's just that. Now you're taking on their traits. That's nihilism. No, but listen, I'm so disappointed with the legislation where this guy. We got a call. Patch him in the transgender, allowing people to.
The epitome of health.
Holler back. You live. State your name. Gangsta.
What's going on, Caballo? It's Raul, man.
What's up, Raul? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Raul.
Hey, what's going on?
Where are you calling from,
Listen,
Raul?
bro, I'm calling from Bal Harbor, man.
Hey, old paid ass motherfucker. Are you security guard out there?
They don't have a Planned Parenthood in Bal Harbor.
¿Qué hola, Seri?
No.
They don't have a Planned Parenthood in Bal Harbor. ¿Qué hola? What you want to ask?
Listen, with the exodus that's happening from New York, New Jersey, being that I was born up there and I'm seeing a lot of Democrats come down, do you think that was proposed to all these people to come down and do this mass exodus? And do you see yourself still living here in 5 years from now?
Yes and no. I gotta say, we gotta save our state. Sorry, I gotta jump in there and I gotta say we gotta save our state. So these people are pushing to move liberals out here. You gotta push to move conservatives out here. More conservatives in Florida. Move them out here and enact a monarchy.
First of all, Raul, thank you for calling, big dog. Truly appreciate it. So look, I think that the exodus is a result of
bad policies.
Liberal fucking policies.
And they come here and they vote for the same crap.
And fucking money. They came down here. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, New York was losing people to Florida just fucking before all this shit,
Correct.
just because of fucking taxes. People are coming down here because they see what the fucking deal is. How the fuck are you going to be paying $2,000, $3,000 for a fucking studio in New York, comiéndote un cable?
And be called a racist for existing.
No. And having to fucking abide by all these, identity politics agendas. ¿Quién pinga va a hacer eso, bro? You're going to take that for 1-2 years, and the first time you have an altercation at a fucking coffee shop with some Sprite that doesn't agree with you, you're going to say, oye, para la pinga, vas a recoger todo, and you're going to leave to fucking Florida.
And
so I think that's the real reason.
You're going to come to Florida, and you're going to think that it's a New York problem, not a policy problem, and then you're going to vote for all the Democrats so that you can come over here and fuck up our town, too. That's what they do. That's what California is doing with Texas right now.
No, I mean, listen, that is a shame, bro, because that does happen. They come down here, and they don't realize that it was a fucking, a problem up there with the taxation and everything.
It's not a coincidence. You look at some of the worst states in the city, or the worst states, the worst cities in the country, and it's no coincidence that every single time you will find a long history of Democratic leadership leading these states and these cities out there. And, people don't make the correlation. It's like, you don't want your city to go to shit, then don't continue to vote for shitty policies.
That's 100%. You can go every major city across the country, and I guarantee you'll fucking see that there's a Democratic leadership behind it, and it's
every single time.
It's across the board. It's ubiquitous at this point.
You know what it is? I was talking about this earlier today. Communists are so good at using linguistics in their favor, right?
Well, look, my dog pointed that out the other day. Evil never comes in the form of the boogeyman.
Correct.
They don't come at you with a hacksaw.
They come in the form of social justice.
They're doing something good for you. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I want you to touch on this because I think, and this was pointed out to me, Bill Gates is probably the best example of somebody who is carrying out his form of genocide via...
Well, he's a second generation eugenics.
Via what he thinks is good for the fucking, for the global community.
He doesn't think it's good for the global community. He believes in diminishing the global population.
Well, because he thinks that now he's purifying it.
That's also what
100%. 100%. I agree with you. So hit me with it.
I think he's a sadist.
Hit me with
no,
the
I think
fucking-
he's a sadist. Like, take it back a step further. So let's start off here with the fact that he's absolutely a eugenics freak. His family was a eugenics freak. His father was heavily involved with Planned
By
Parenthood.
the way, eugenics, for those of you that don't know, eugenics is a concept that you got to better your race. For example, you know how in Germany, which is fucking ridiculous because he didn't have blonde hair, but you know how Hitler pushed for blonde hair, light eyes, and that's what they pushed for. They pushed economic policies that would encourage you to be married to someone that's Aryan. They gave you tax incentives to be fucking married to someone that was Aryan. Eugenics is trying to better your race via whatever the fuck you think.
But it also has to do with the destruction of other races. So it believes that a form of eugenics is, for example.
Wait, we got a call? You got to raise your fucking hand.
Sorry.
Patch him in. Fucking Aladdin. Were we here or what? We lost him?
Are they there?
You had him on the hook.
Hello.
Are you there, bud?
¿Quién anda?
He spit the hook? Huh? Incredible. No, he didn't get nervous. He was there calling for fucking 25 seconds, dog. Call back. Call back. We got you. This guy's fucking asleep.
So back to the eugenics conversation. So Bill Gates' father with
Here we go. Sorry. Hold that thought.
Is it coming in or not?
Hey, is it what coming in or not? Enfermo.
Hello.
¿Qué es lo que hay, animal? What's your name, gangster?
Nothing. My name's Louis. What's up?
Oh, shit. What's
Hi,
up,
Louis.
Louis? Where you from, big dog?
What's Gucci? I'm from Hialeah, born and raised. What you know about that?
shit.
Hialeah's lit today.
Damn, cousin.
Hialeah.
Thank you for
Miami Lakes, to be specific.
Ah, you ain't from
Fino.
fucking Hialeah,
Fino.
puss-ass. You ain't from Hialeah, puss-ass.
And Fino.
You went to private school. You went to Pace.
Nah, I didn't go to Pace.
Yeah,
I actually
okay.
went to American. I went to American.
Okay. What's up, G? What question you got?
So today I was gonna ask y'all. So I don't know if you guys know what's been happening with Matt Gaetz on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know who Matt Gaetz is.
A couple people have asked
Very well
why haven't you denounced him?
Oh, then those people don't follow me because I've been denouncing Matt Gaetz since before all of this. But go ahead, I want to listen to your question.
I wanted to know you guys, like, your guys' opinion on it. Like, do you think it's true? Like, he was fucking around with like 17-year-old girls and like feeding them drugs and shit, like raping.
Yeah.
I believe it.
From Pace. I don't know if I don't know if it was. Well, I think it was pictures from little girls from Pace. I don't know, like, if you guys believe in it.
I heard it
but-
was underage. You know, it's always like, you know, some 17,
Yeah, it was-
16-year-olds or
it was
whatnot.
underage
Not that that
little
makes it
girls,
any
yeah,
better. I'm
so-
just, you know, stating that what
It doesn't
was.
make it any better.
So anyone who told you that I wasn't calling out Matt Gaetz doesn't follow me because I've been calling out Matt Gaetz for over a year.
Okay, all right,
Like,
Louis,
homie.
thank you for calling in, big dog.
That
Appreciate your support,
you,
man.
Louis.
We'll answer that. All right, so hit us.
Yeah,
hit
no.
with
So
it.
I've been calling out Matt Gaetz. If you guys remember, last year after the attack on Soleimani, when President Trump, killed off Soleimani, which was a general for Iran that was responsible for dismembering, thousands of our soldiers. After that occurred, Matt Gaetz voted with the Democrats in a resolution that would limit the powers that POTUS had over basically making decisions like that in the future. And ever since that, I raised very big red flags over where it was that Gaetz was at, because when you go down the rabbit holes that I do, you understand what controlled opposition is. And controlled opposition is someone that seems like they're on your side 100% until the issue that they're placed to go against comes up. So with Matt Gaetz, the way that I feel about it right now is that I think it's extremely interesting that he's spent a lot of effort denouncing the fact that he's being extorted. But, in my head is like, don't do shady shit, you won't get extorted. So he hasn't put a lot of emphasis on denying the accusations against him. And I'm pretty sure that, they're probably using it and weaponizing him. But again, the story remains the same. Don't do shady shit. Don't be a politician hooking up with 17-year-olds. And then you don't have to worry about some like random person extorting you.
Hey, and why was he a part of the whole Q&A? Like, why is everybody so fucking...
Well, he's a very big advocate. He was a part of the impeachment trial, and he's been a very open, very loud supporter of President Trump, and therefore, he's almost reached like a celebrity type status, of his support of President Trump. But again, you know, it's what these people do. You have to understand how controlled opposition works, which is, again, somebody that seems like they're on your side for just about every issue until the right issue comes across. Elon Musk is a perfect example of that. Elon Musk talks about taking the red pill and, you know, going down the rabbit hole, and, you know, he speaks out against the government and all sorts of things. But then, you know, he goes on Twitter today and he tells everybody that he's pro the shot and that everybody should go get the shot. And that's how
That's puss that shit.
you know damn well he doesn't have it. His kids don't have it. His wife doesn't have it. And
we have another call there,
that's
JP?
what controlled opposition looks like.
We lost it. Call back if you want.
That's you know, that's what controlled ops looks like, which is where you think that somebody is on your side right until the final moment where it counts, and then they turn on you. And I actually have a friend of mine that we call Matt Gaetz just to tip Gates, because you don't really know if you can trust him, dude. Like, the guy's a little shady. So.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you'll get a kick out of this one. Guess who the first person to answer the right name for the first giveaway was?
Albert Cruz.
Roy Arias.
No way.
So the winner for the first
Holla back to the
giveaway
old
is
time.
Roy Arias. Nicole is her name. All right, Roy.
That's my dog, by the way. So I haven't talked to Nicole in a long time. But
That
her
was
and
your
I were
dog?
always cool. Me and
Yeah?
Nicole went to school since we were in pre-K together.
For real?
And she was the most popular, prettiest girl in school back then, too.
Yeah,
You lovely dog.
I hit that.
You did well.
So Roy Arias, I got you, buddy. $20 gift card from Accident Medical Group. The next giveaway is coming up in 5 minutes. Get me a question, please. Make it something interesting. Now it was pretty good until fucking Roy showed up. Get me another question. You're about to get smoked fish dip and lobster ceviche. We got 20 more minutes here before Isa has to tap out to another fucking podcast, because Homegirl's pretty popular nowadays.
I'm popping.
So what's the deal, homie? What,
Everything.
are we done? Can you hit me with some more conspiracy cheese right before you get out of here, bro?
Bro, I got a lot of conspiracies. What do you want to talk
Hit
about?
me
Time
with
travel,
something.
aliens.
Time
like,
travel.
I'm
You got
ready,
time travel?
man.
You got time travel?
Time travel. I
All right,
love
hit me
time
with a
travel.
Hit me with a time
Well,
travel.
no, all right. So tell everybody, if you guys don't follow my page and you don't know what Project Looking Glass is, but I would suggest that everybody go out there and do some digging on Project Looking Glass.
Listen, number one, follow her. Red Pill Babe. What is it?
1776.
1776. And she's telling you, go look up, if you're interested in this time traveler conspiracy, which I'm getting a quarter chubby thinking about listening to right now. What is it? What?
Project Looking Glass.
Project Looking Glass. Look that up. So give us the gist.
So Project Looking Glass is technology. We've had whistleblowers since the 80s that have come out and have spoken out against this, not against, I'm sorry, but have spoken about this Project Looking Glass that's actually operated out of Area 51. So for those of you that are unaware, Area 51 is actually a subterranean base that holds all sorts of military type experiments. And the idea is that this technology...
They saw Independence Day.
And this, yes, this actually, if you've ever seen the movie Stargate with Jodie Foster, so Stargate is the Project Looking Glass is actually manufactured after a natural occurrence that happens, which is stargates, and stargates are basically portals that allow us to time travel or travel to other planets.
You have me a hello. Come on, keep on. Keep on.
So the idea is that Project Looking Glass is this technology that was created by our government, and it allows you to foresee what the future could look like after you change certain components on it. So, for example, if you wanted to look at what the future would look like if Hitler had never been born or if Barack Obama had never been elected president, you can change out these components, and then the technology would allow you to foresee what the future would have looked like and therefore change. So what happens, however, is that time is just a concept. We exist in several dimensions at the same time, and this might be a little intense of a conversation, but
that I understand.
We exist in
I
several
fuck with
dimensions.
parallel universes.
So
and
it
all
is a
that
parallel
bullshit.
universe. So the idea is that every time that this technology gets used, you create a different timeline, and we got to the point where there was.
We can access the other timelines. Is that what the Stargate allows you access to?
So not necessarily. There's always other timelines, and there is ways of going into the timelines. Nikola Tesla was studying time travel for a very long time. So I'll give you some funny facts.
Nikola Tesla was. So two projects that Nikola Tesla is very famous and known for was that he was studying time travel and free electricity.
And if we had free electricity, there'd be a lot of things that we'd be free from. So there is technology that Nikola Tesla created that is still kept secret from us. When we go to school, we don't learn that Nikola Tesla created electricity. They tell us that Thomas Jefferson did, right? And Thomas Jefferson created the light bulb, not electricity. They've almost deleted Tesla from the history books as a way of discrediting him. So I'll give you
what she's touching on, just a broken down version. Tesla had a way of distributing power to everybody in a manner that's free.
That's free. That would allow for free energy exchange.
And obviously, they said, "Fuck all that. we're gonna make some money."
The FPL said.
and he was an understudy of Thomas Edison, if I'm not mistaken.
No, absolutely
no, he
not.
wasn't.
No, he was not. He is the man.
He wasn't.
The history books have convinced you that Thomas Jefferson was somebody. He was nobody.
Okay. They were like.
Thomas Edison. Yeah, sorry.
They were competing. So they were competing.
No, they weren't competing. There was no competition.
Not competing, but in other words, he was his own.
Thomas Edison created the light bulb. That's all he did. He didn't create electricity. It was Tesla.
Right.
And so I'll give you guys a fun fact, and it's super fun to actually go into and study. So Tesla gets caught. Tesla either gets arrested or something by our federal government. Who knows? He was working on something that they didn't agree with. And the federal government sends in scientists to go into his lab and spend several weeks with all of Tesla's studies. And, clearly the CIA, FBI isn't smart enough to figure all of this stuff out, so they send in this smart scientist to go in and figure out his notes and his studies and what was going on. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. Yes, you are. What's the guy's name?
Not Michelle Obama.
Absolutely.
What?
John Trump.
Ooh.
Donald Trump's uncle.
Legit?
You can search this up. You can look it up in the History Channel. This is documented. This is factual. Donald Trump's uncle is the scientist that they leave with Nikola Tesla's studies for several weeks. So the idea is that Donald Trump is somehow connected to time travel. So in the 1920s, these books come out, and they're called The Adventures of Baron Trump. Actually, correction, they're older than that. They come out in the 1800s.
I think I've heard of this.
A book called The Adventures of Baron Trump, and it's about a young kid that can, time travel and shift times, and he goes on these adventures to Russia, and he lives on Fifth Avenue.
Get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely. A book written in the 1800s. So there is, a lot of things that point that, there's some kind of connection to time travel.
What other fucking, are there any more other than like Barrett and the Fifth Avenue?
Tell me about that.
Are there any more?
Well, no, I mean, there's that, right? But then it goes back to Project Looking Glass, and you asked me about QAnon. QAnon has made mention to Project Looking Glass in response to people asking them, how do you guys know these things in advance? And it's like, well, we've got access to this technology, Project Looking Glass.
Fuck out of here.
So I'll take you back. I'll take you even back. When we bring down Gaddafi.
I fucking love this shit.
Gaddafi had access to a natural Stargate. And what happened was that in the early 90s, these people had controlled this looking glass technology for decades. And in the early 90s, something happens. Past 2012, they cannot change the outcome of what happens. So it doesn't matter what component they change, who they take out of the timeline, who they add.
Why?
It just doesn't change.
Just the way the Stargate was built?
It's not the way that it was built. It's almost like the timelines all come together. And what it ends up is in a mass awakening where people have an awakening to these lies that have been told to them. And they turn on them. They turn on the people who have been lying to us, which is this global cabal of rich elite family that control everything. They control the banking system. They control countries. They control everything. So in the early 90s, when they realized, oh, shit, we're screwed. There's nothing that we can change. These people are going to wake up. They go after Gaddafi. Gaddafi had access to a natural Stargate. The Stargate does the same exact thing that Project Looking Glass does. Project Looking Glass is artificial intelligence. It's technology. A Stargate is something that it's a natural occurrence in nature. So the idea is that when we invaded to bring down Gaddafi, it was truly so that we can gain access to the Stargate. And this is information that I have from whistleblowers that have come out and have talked about this, right? They wanted access to the Stargate. So Hillary Clinton was convinced, and this is a famous QAnon post, is that she never thought she would lose because she wasn't supposed to lose, right? Because she thought using this technology that it was going to guarantee her win. So the idea is that, you know, there's a movement, which there's a lot of theories on who Q is or what they're not. I subscribe to the idea that it's a group of military intelligence along with artificial intelligence that controls the boards. And, you know, they gain control of the board. So the idea is that once these timelines merge, these people got desperate and they're like, well, to hell with that. Like, we need to destroy these people, like, because they're going to come after us. So the plan was get Hillary Clinton elected. And, you know, within those first 4 years of her presidency, you know, atomic warfare on U.S. homeland. The idea of the pandemic is not new. They were going to usher this in one way or another. And the pandemic was going to, you know, they were going to use the pandemic as a way of ushering in their new world order one way or another. They call it the Great Reset now because they call conspiracy theorists crazy for calling the new world order. So now it's okay to call it the Great Reset. Now you're not a conspiracy theorist anymore.
The same way the cages are not called holding containers.
No,
instead
they're
of cages.
juvenile
right?
intermission centers or whatever the hell.
Listen, before we got like another 12 minutes here. We'll take another call. If you guys call soon enough, but we also got to do the last giveaway. The last giveaway is whoever can guess the age that Isabella lost her virginity at. Write it down on a paper. Give us a pen, please, so that they don't think we're cheating. She's going to write it down on a paper.
This is awful.
Whoever fucking guesses at what age Isa
Oh, that was a disaster.
fucking broke her hymen. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh,
Why did I come on this thing?
Oh, yeah. You don't have to picture the hymen. Jesus.
All right,
Hey, this fucking fly, bro. Jesus, it's been driving me crazy, bro. Oh, and then you're going to beatbox, Isa.
Are we beatboxing?
You're beatboxing for sure.
But I'm not, you're doing the beatboxing.
We're not getting any more calls. Put the fucking number up, Aladdin. Incredible, dog. I can show you the world.
You're awful.
You still haven't put up the number. You still haven't put
No, I haven't.
786-633-1707. Raise your hand when someone's calling, please. We're going to have to get a sound effect so you can let everybody know. I can already foresee this. We're going to take another call. Before that, let me see. I don't even know this. Holy shit. The next year. You little stingray, you. You little stingray, you. We still haven't got no calls there?
No,
there's people
no
pussing out.
one's
I
trying
had
to take the
somebody
guess.
text me going, I couldn't get through. We got a call? Patch them in. Patch that motherfucker in. What's up, gangster? State your name. We haven't had one.
Oye, te habla tu tío Pepe, brother.
Hey!
No.
Oye, lo que tengo hoy es mira, caballo, pues, hello. Oye,
¿Qué es lo
mira,
que
te voy a
hay?
decir
Oye,
algo, oye.
that's Pepe Billete,
Te voy a
though?
decir
No,
algo.
this is a lie.
That's Pepe Billete.
A lie?
I told you he was going to make a fucking appearance.
Oye, me cago en 10. Esta tipa me tiene la pinga parada con la vocecita esa, hablando ahí de extraterrestre y toda la pinga esa. Yo no know what the fuck you're talking about. Pero, cojones, me tienes el hierro hecho, vaya. Tremendo ASMR pinga parado, ¿viste?
No, see that she's putting off this whole QAnon stone, pero la verdad lo que she's trying to fucking push a whole ASMR channel.
Te voy a decir algo, el Great Reset es la parada de pinga que me ha dado esta chiquita.
Pepe, where you been, dog? Hey, we got to set up a hotline for you or something, doggy. So you can call in and fucking...
Yo estoy practicing social distancing, mijito. Tú sabes que el pandemic is real and
Hey, don't tell me you're wearing a fucking mask. You don't wear masks, right, Pepe?
I haven't worn a condom since I was 14 years old.
My dog Pepe in the house.
I was the one. The thing is that nobody knows Caballo, pero mira, te voy a decir la verdad. You don't know that I might be responsible for that because, tú sabes que yo soy hecho en China. You know, like I said,
The Trojan horse.
Don't incriminate yourself, brother. The
If
Trojan
it was
horse.
a Trojan horse.
The COVID horse. There, you can't. So you think that there's a possibility that you were fucking patient zero?
I think there's a very high probability que la pinga mía está un poco infectada con mucho más que con flu.
Mira, homie, if you beat the clap and you beat syphilis, tranquilo que...
Bueno, vamos, pero es que la cosa es esto, que I am eternal, man. Yo soy un muñeco. I'm made out of flesh. Ustedes son los que están jodidos. El bollo se yo fucking... Imagínate tú, la pinga se te va a caer, el bollo te va a estar podrido. I can't be going out there. Fuck this shit, man.
Oye, Pepe. Oye, before you leave, dog. Before you leave, because then I feel like I'm never going to hear from you again, dog. Before you leave, are you getting the vaccine?
If I'm going to get the vaccine. ¿Qué vaccine, people? Si uno sabe what are you talking about? Which one? The one for syphilis? Penicillin?
No, brother. The one that's going around, the one that they're telling everybody to get now.
Mira, compra Bitcoin, vamos. Compra Bitcoin. Okay?
You heard it from the man himself.
Yo me quedo corto, Martito, ¿viste? El show está empingadísimo, mi gambia, ¿viste? Te quiero con cojones.
Gorila, te quiero, man. Thank you for calling in.
Dale, mamá, y sigue hablando tú ahí, que te vaya, no, se pinga. Me voy a hacer una paja a la comida tuya hoy. Muchas gracias, ¿viste?
Motherfucking Pepe Billete in the house. I told you he was going to make an appearance in this bitch. Hey, JP, next thing we're setting up is a fucking phone. A rotary phone right here. So it's a Pepe hotline, and that motherfucker's gonna call in cuando le salga la pinga a Pepe. That's gonna be a Pepe hotline, dog. We're gonna make it happen. But you already heard. Pepe Billete, buy Bitcoin, bitch. Fuck a vaccine. Holla back. Oh, yeah, look, you gotta fucking beatbox before we get out of here.
Shit.
All right? I'm gonna drop the beat. You gotta rap your way out this shit.
I wasn't ready.
This is how we gonna close this motherfucker out. Pick it.
They call me Bella. I dropped the pills.
The pills?
I do, bitch.
You dropped the pills?
But can I finish?
Red
I was
pill.
gonna say they were red.
Red pill. I'm thinking they're MDMA. My bad.
They call me Bella. I bring the pills. I bring the truth. I hear the spill. I got the dirt on a Caballo. I know his G's.
All right, we're cutting it out there. That best freestyle of the week, ladies and gentlemen. That's a winner. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That's right.
Qué pena,
The
caballero.
winner to the last two podcasts, I forgot to do the giveaway altogether. I might not have a sponsor in a week or two. All right, so her answer is 14. And the first person to write 13 was Raúl Cobo.
Holla back. ¿Ese me conoce a mí or what?
Cobo. ¿Ese te conoce a mí?
Yo no lo conozco.
Hey, Raúl. Raúl got his dick wet. Oye, Isa, I love you so much.
I love you, my brother.
I love you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Listen, I already had over 10 people saying you got to bring her back on. I want to bring you and Linda back on.
Oh, me and Linda.
Eso va a ser tremendo fucking...
The city ain't ready for me and Linda together.
Eso va a ser tremendo tortilla, tremendo triángulo.
You'd love that to be the
Aquí,
case.
oh, yes. Oh, that is the most conservative dick I will slang in the history of the planet. Hey, listen, follow her, Red Pill Babe 1776. Make sure you follow her. La diva está en pinga. She's the plug for the conspiracies. And it's not on the surface, obviously. She does her fucking research. And thank you for tuning in to my 12th episode of Straight from the Horse's Mouth. We're going to be here next Thursday and just about every other Thursday, nota permitting, 8 p.m. I love y'all. Thank you very much. Holla back! comer tanta mierda. Enferma.
Sabbing alert! Sabbing alert!
Cafecito time. Cafecito time. Cafecito time.
Para de comer tanta mierda.
Ya lo ves, me convertí en un salvaje. Déjame, ya lo sé, me convertí en un salvaje. Me convertí en un